Hey, what's going on, guys? Paul Farmer here from paulgfarmer.com. It is 12:25 p.m. Central Time here in Texas. Getting really, really close to Christmas. I'm sure, people are really busy with their shopping and their plans and all that fun stuff. The kids are going to be getting out of school if they're not already out of school very soon. So it's going to get real busy. For us over here, I mean, we're definitely in the Christmas mode, getting gifts and all that fun stuff. And I had said on a previous Freedom Project Live that I wouldn't be doing any of these this week just because it would get busy. My son's actually not out of school till tomorrow, so I was able to still do this pretty easily. So today I'm going to be starting something that I think it can really benefit you. I've been marketing online. I've said this many, many times, nearly 7 years now. And in my 7 years, I've had many experiences. I've made a lot of mistakes. I've done a lot of things wrong that have totally set me back, totally made it so it took me way longer than it probably should have taken to actually get some real results, to actually be able to go full-time online. And it's something I witness on a daily basis. It's something I see people doing, like they're falling for these pitfalls, for these traps, and they're making these mistakes that are completely keeping them stuck, completely keeping them from really being able to earn what they really want to earn. And I'm going to tell you something. The topic I have today is going to offend some people. It's going to hurt. It's going to sting. But it's the absolute truth that I'm going to tell you. I know from experience, my personal mistakes. So what I'm going to share with you today is I have a list of about 15 different pitfalls. I'm not going to go over them all today. I'm going to go over one at a time on each episode going forward, going into the new year. I figure it's a good time to do this, get people, in the mode of watching out for the traps, watching out for those pitfalls, but also get them thinking about what is possible when they actually do it in a way that actually will produce results for them and really move into 2019 on a very, very high note, and be able to accomplish some things that you never accomplished before. That's going to be really exciting. So what I'm talking about today, my topic for today is the team build. Okay. Now, the team build sounds great. Team build sounds absolutely awesome because you're working together with people for a common goal and everybody's excited. And, it sounds awesome. And in theory, it does sound really good. It really does sound great that everybody wants to come together, work together for a common goal of helping everybody become financially free, right? That's usually what it's about. It usually has a really strong community. People are really excited. And I've participated in a number of these. And in my experience, what I've seen is as long as you get in early, you'll make some money. But if you come in later, most likely you won't. Okay. So I'm just going to share a few of my experiences with you so you kind of understand. So I can't remember what year it was. I think it was early in my online journey. I talked to this guy. I won't say names. Some of you may know who it is. I talked to this guy, and he said he was like a millionaire. And at the time, you have to understand, I was in a position of desperation pretty much. And that's really what these team builds kind of focus on, is people's desperation, right? So I was in this place of desperation. I wasn't making much money. I didn't know what I was going to do. And what happened was I got on the phone with this guy. It was actually a Skype call. I got on a Skype call with this guy. He's like, I'm a millionaire. I know what to do, how to do it, blah, blah, blah. And he basically convinced me that I would be a millionaire within the next few months. Now, looking back, that was stupid, right? That was stupid for me to believe that. And what he was doing was selling recruits. What he was doing is saying, hey, I'm going to get you this amount of recruits. And by plugging them into this matrix, they're going to have all this spillover and all these things are going to happen, right? And I believe I put in, I want to say I paid $500 to get so many recruits at that time. Okay. So I paid $500 to get so many recruits at that time. And then this guy was really good at what he did. Even though he didn't deliver, like he literally never delivered, people would follow this guy because of the culture he built, because of the promise he made, the outlandish promise. And he did this like every single day. Like he'd do videos every single day talking about like how great it was going to be, right? And people just bought this thing hook, line, and sinker. He talked about how we're going to be able to feed the whole world, you know, and eliminate hunger and all these things. And people, you know, people really want to help people. That's really the nature of most people. They want to help. They want to make the world a better place. So these people would come in. I mean, there were people paying huge sums of money because they believed that this kind of thing was going to work, and nothing came of it. Absolutely nothing came of it. Everybody lost their money. Maybe there were some that made some money, but it was bad. You know, what the worst part about it though was the time lost. That was the worst part. It wasn't so much the money, it was the time lost. The time lost spending, going back and forth and waiting for this thing to happen, and being every time, oh, well, you know, we don't always hit deadlines. Deadlines aren't really to be hit. They're just guidelines or whatever, right? Some nonsense like that. And it was just this thing of just keeping you on the hook, you know? And this went on until I wised up. I mean, I was doing this for a while, and I finally decided enough's enough. I'm out. You know, I'm not doing this anymore. This is bringing nothing to me, absolutely nothing to me. Okay. So that's one example. Another example I've seen, and I've seen a lot of examples. I've seen it where it's paid marketing. I've seen it where it's free marketing. But typically it's this: the leaders are going to do the work. All you have to do is go and maybe do simple posts or whatever, share their stuff. I don't know. Sounds good in theory, but here's the problem with it. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. It might work for people at the very front, but it doesn't work. Paid marketing doesn't work because here's the deal. If you have a matrix and you have to get a bunch of people in and there's just no possible way to keep up with it, especially with free marketing. There's no possible way to bring that many people into something and get them all producing. There's just no possible way. It doesn't work. Same with paid marketing. You have to have such a massive traffic budget. You have to have so much traffic to keep up as your team grows. At the beginning, it works great. It's awesome. You know, oh yeah, everybody's getting paid. Yay. And then as it grows, the people coming in later, they're left out in the cold. They don't get anywhere. So this is a tremendous, tremendous pitfall when it comes to online marketing. Typically, I don't want to say always, but it's typically people that are struggling. It's typically people that more or less want a handout. I'm not trying to insult. This is just what I've seen. Okay. They more or less want a handout. They more or less don't want to take the time to learn how to actually effectively market and not be dependent on anybody else. This is just what I've seen from my experience. And I advise you, if you see a team build, if you're in a team build, you know, maybe you love the culture. Maybe you love what's going on. Maybe you're learning something. I don't know. But I advise you to really take the time to learn a skill that's going to pay you. You cannot avoid that. You cannot avoid that. I've tried many, many times. I've tried taking that shortcut many times. Blew up in my face every single time. Wasted time I cannot get back. Where I could have been spending the time developing a skill, practicing, getting better, and actually earning real income instead of waiting for someone to do it for me. You know, I look back at that and it was just foolish on my part. It was foolish on my part, but I was in a position of desperation, and that's why it ended up that way. See, when you're out there, you're developing the skill, you're focused on what you're doing, you know your vision, you know what you want to accomplish, you don't fall for these kind of things. You don't fall for these kind of traps. So Instead of doing that, now, if you, like I said, if you're, I'm not telling you to just up and leave your team build or whatever. All I'm saying is be aware and prepare yourself. So maybe you're in a team build, but maybe you got something else you're doing too, because quite honestly, when I talk to people, I've been doing this for a while. When I talk to people, the majority of them, oh yeah, it's awesome. Everything's cool. You know, the culture's awesome. We're so excited. Everybody's going to make all this money. We're helping each other. The bottom line is nobody's making money. And the few that are, they're at the top. The rest are pretty much, I don't know. And it's common sense. It's common sense, you know. I'm not saying anything anybody doesn't know already. But when I was going through that situation, you know, I didn't know any, I mean, I probably knew better, probably common sense dictated, but I was blinded by the possibility of actually making all this money. I was blinded by it. But really, it's all about skills. I'm going to tell you something. I've been able to create a full-time income online. It's not from doing a team build. It's not from anything that was easy. Okay. It was from developing skills. It was from being consistent. It was being persistent. You know, it was developing skills though. It was doing the work. There is no free pass. If there was, everybody would be doing it. Right. So just be careful of that trap. Okay. Now I have a lot more I want to discuss on other videos. I'm going to be going over more pitfalls. There's many. But hopefully you got value from this. If you'd like to learn how to develop a skill that could pay you $1,000 commissions, I have some information below. All you got to do is message me Freedom. Okay. Text me Freedom, message me on Facebook, whatever. And I can get you plugged in and get you the training you need to actually start making $1,000 commissions. Okay. And that's life changing. Okay. If you cannot go that big, if you're not ready for that, my number one program, the one I went full time, the one I was able to take my family on a 7-day vacation, Caribbean cruise, green check mark. That's the one that I highly recommend. It's lower cost to get started. I mean, honestly, you could start really low in that program. And, you know, I have my own private group and all that, and I'll help you out there. Okay. So thank you for watching. I hope you got value. Hope and trust you got some value from today. And I'll see you on the next one.